Hi everybody, welcome to another Chats with Chaudhry. I hope you're safe and well. It's a lovely sunny afternoon here in Surrey, and my day's going to be brightened up even more because I am joined by the wonderful Beth Totin, who is the Chief Commercial Officer at ApiJect. And today we are going to be talking about blow-fill syringes and their impact on pre-filled syringe market. So Beth, lovely to see you. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
All the better seeing you, I have to say, Beth. All the better.
Aw,
So,
thanks. Appreciate that.
and so where are you calling in from today?
I'm in Philadelphia. I'm north of Philadelphia in the States. So it's actually a beautiful day outside, and I'm happy to be here. So thanks for having me.
Fantastic. So before we start talking about blow-fill syringes, perhaps you can tell people a little bit about yourself and a bit about your background and also about ApiJect as well, for those not familiar with the company.
Sure, I would love to. So I've been in the industry for about 20 years. My background is fully in sterile manufacturing. I've worked across the board for pre-filled syringes, vials, cartridges, and primarily blow-fill-seal. I actually started my career with the innovator, Romalog, in their facility in Columbia, South Carolina. So I've been doing this for a little while, and now it's really exciting to be able to bring this new platform to light. And the reason why I joined ApiJect was really around the mission. They're really looking at making injectables safe for and available for everybody. So for me, joining this organization was huge because our founder, Mark Koska, spent his whole entire life trying to eradicate unsafe injections. There's about 1.5 million people who die every year from unsafe injections. And on top of that, over 20 million people end up being ill from blood-borne illnesses in lower and middle income countries. So for me, our mission is huge, and ApiJect's here to help stop these unsafe injections and to provide affordable unit dose injections to the world.
Brilliant. Okay, so my first question is a really basic one. So what actually is the blow-fill seal process?
Okay, so blow-fill-seal manufacturing is a really self-contained manufacturing process. You take little resin pellets that are very small, and they're pharmaceutical grade resin. They come in through a hopper, and then they come down, and then they melt into the BFS as a part of the BFS process into a sheet of plastic. Then molds come around, and they form little BFS products, and these come out at the end. And during this process, needles come in and they fill the product aseptically. There is no human interaction during the process, so it's actually a very reliable process, and the product maintains sterility. And then this comes off, and they're punched out, and then you can take them into cards of 5 or into singles. So it's a really neat process.
Brilliant. So let's talk about the pre-filled syringe market. So what does it look like today in terms of drug types? And also when you look at the US versus the global market, and what's the potential for growth? 3 questions in one there. So
this is very stressful, but the pre-filled syringe market is a growing market, and it's been growing over the years, primarily because of the biologic market. There's been a large shift in medicine from small molecule into the cell and gene therapy products. And it's really served by the pre-filled syringe market. Being able to manufacture reliable products in a unit dose to be able to deliver the appropriate product to people is very important. And the difference for pre-filled syringe is that it's very labor and cost intensive. And so manufacturing these sterile drugs, you end up with the appropriate drug, but it's not as easy for the smaller molecules. That's sort of where we step in, is that we're able to help provide an alternative product for the cost-sensitive products. You can also use a vial in a syringe, which falls in line with a pre-filled syringe, but the multi-dose is where risk starts to happen. And so for us, it's really about helping to be able to provide a cost-competitive product, and also to be able to get drug equity across to lower to middle income countries. So that's really where we step in. And it's not replacing the pre-filled syringe for us. It's a companion because, again, it's a very long supply chain for pre-filled syringes, and it's costly. And so being able to offer to the other injectable products is where we're stepping in to be able to help in the marketplace.
Right. Okay. And how does the US compare to the global market?
Well, the US and Europe are very similar. We like unit dose products. We want unit dose products on the market, and in our countries, we're able to afford these unit dose products. It's really about getting to the rest of the world the unit dose product, because again, it's about getting that equitable access and making sure that everyone has access to unit dose safe drugs. And that's really what's important for our company and a part of our mission. So that everyone has the same safety that we do in the US and in Europe. So it's very important to be able to offer that to the rest of the world.
Right. Okay. So how has blow-fill seal served the larger injectable market in the past?
So blow-fill seal has been primarily used for ophthalmics and inhalation market, and that's how we know them. The unit dose eye drops, and also for nebulized medication. So it's readily used in the pharmaceutical industry, but a little known fact is blow-fill seal is actually a very large market for IV and infusion products.
Right.
They've been on the market for years. There's large IV bags, and then there's also Lorlock bags that are attached on or also used as flushes. So there is a lot of injectables already in the market space for made in blow-fill seal. Our unique thing is adding the technology of the delivery system onto the end of the blow-fill seal.
Right.
So we're able to use the BFS product and to be able to inject it into somebody from the product. So we don't need to withdraw, and we don't need a secondary way to actually get the product out of the vial. So that's where we come into play.
Right. And how does your technology potentially broaden how blow-fill seal serves the injectable market?
Our product actually allows us to be able to manufacture at a larger scale. So we're able to manufacture around 15 million units a month. And it's really about increasing the scale, and our supply chain's a lot shorter. So we don't rely on the same supply chain that glass vials and prefilled syringes
Right.
rely on. We basically are able to use plastic and cannula. So all we need is resin and cannula and foil. And we're able to manufacture products to be able to allow equitable access as a safe unit dose product. And so for us, it's really about that scale that we're able to manufacture and being able to go after those larger markets, such as the vaccine manufacturing, and also being able to do it quickly, reliably, and getting it to market. So it's really that area that we're able to help complement the prefilled syringe and vial market.
Right. Okay. And you talked about vaccines. So I understand that your first pre-filled syringe is tailored specifically for vaccines. Can you tell me a bit more about it?
It is. Our first one, and I'm showing you a picture of it here, is actually for a 0.5 ml fill, a range of 0.5 ml. And so it was actually made for vaccines specifically to help in surge capacity needs. And that's really the area that the organization was focused on prior to the pandemic. We were working on this product. We didn't realize that the pandemic was going to happen, of course. And so now we sort of stepped into the middle of the pandemic. But our product is basically built on a modular system. So we can basically make any design, any design whatsoever, and we can manufacture any design, but it's almost like, think of us as Legos, where you're able to get a connector and then you're able to add a needle or a Lorlock on the end, or even for intranasal dispersion, we're able to add anything onto the end of our proprietary molding on the end. So it's really a unique way of manufacturing. And if you think Legos modular, that's sort of our approach.
So you said Legos and I say Lego. So just to make sure we are talking about the same thing. So there you go.
Sorry.
I'm just thinking you said Legos and I thought, is that somewhere in Nigeria? And then I thought, no, you're talking about Legos. But anyway.
The little building blocks.
Yeah, well, we are talking the same thing. Cool. Excellent. So one other thing comes to mind though, is obviously with blow-fill seal, you've got a lot of flexibility because you can turn things around quite quickly. But also, you mentioned about the use of plastic. So I know a lot of people listening to this say, well, it's about plastic and so on. What about recycling it and the plastic waste and so on? How does that impact that?
Yeah, so the resin that we're using is pure pharmaceutical grade resin, and it is recyclable. Our footprint is less than manufacturing glass, or so this is an area that we're actually working on right now to be able to deliver paper out into the industry. So we're able to compare glass manufacturing versus blow fill seal manufacturing. And we're working with an organization right now. It should be available at the end of the summer, where we're doing a comparison of the footprint of manufacturing for both. But we do believe that BFS is a shorter footprint. So we're very excited to be able to share that. And it is recyclable.
Fantastic. So if people would like to know more about the technology we've talked about today, where can they get more information?
At ApiJect.com. And I welcome everyone to come visit it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much. I know you've got a very busy day ahead of you, Beth, so I appreciate taking the time out to do this afternoon or this morning for you. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of the week. If you would like to know more information about Blowfield Syringe and about ApiJects technology, then the link for the website will be above the video. And also, of course, you can message Beth directly or leave some comments below the video. I'm sure we'd love to see your views and what you think about what Beth said today and what you think about the technology. So, Beth, as I said, have a lovely day and enjoy the rest of the week. It's lovely to see you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And thank you for watching as always. Until next time, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.